The 1985 championship season, a season Vol fans will always remember.
Robinson and fakes, play action, long pass down into the end zone. The man is there. Give him 6. Touchdown, Tennessee!
Get your video memento of the SEC championship season and the 1986 Sugar Bowl as UTV Home Video presents a special video package. First, Vols 85, the sweet taste of sugar, covers Tennessee's courageous drive to the SEC title, the exciting upset of top-ranked Auburn, the bittersweet victory over Alabama, and the clutch wins down the stretch. Then, Sugar Bowl Memories takes you back to New Orleans and captures the essence of that magical week on the Mississippi, culminating with the New Year's night upset of the Miami Hurricane.
Miami in a 4-man front. Give Powell, right side 40, 45-50, gets outside 45-40, 35-30, 25-20, 15, 10, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 60 yards. Give Powell, touchdown, Big Orange.
You get both productions on one tape, nearly an hour and a half of Big Orange memories. And now you can get this special package at a new low price. For only $39.95 plus $3 shipping and handling, you can own Vols 85, the sweet taste of sugar, and Sugar Bowl Memories. Send $42.95 to UTV Home Video, P.O. Box 11125, Knoxville, Tennessee 37939. Or call us at area code 615-584-7043. Be sure to specify VHS or Beta on your order. It was a season and a game none of us will ever forget.
It's football time in Tennessee.
He fakes his hit, keeping the ball to the left side, to the 3, to the 2, to the 1. Give him 6. Touchdown, Sterling Hinton.
But this football team came out here a 15-point underdog over 2 touchdowns, and you won an off the well-played ball.
This is Webb through the left side. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The crowd will tell you. Touchdown, Big Orange.
There'll be no question about it, you fellows played in a classic Tennessee football game. This game will never be forgotten by the living fans.
Come with a man in motion. Handoff goes to that man in motion. He's in deep trouble, and he is thrown for a loss.
On behalf of the Old Cowboy Classic,
UTV Home Video presents Vols 89, running in high cotton. The story of the 1989 Tennessee Volunteers SEC Championship season. (1988). It was a season of misery for Volunteer fans and a season of pain for Volunteer players. While these young men fight a fierce but losing battle, they take their knocks and remember.
Well, like everyone knows, we were young last year, and we took a beating at the beginning of the season. We had a terrible start, but we eventually turned it around, and players became more aware of what was going on. I think my teammates knew that we were young, but we had a team that had the character to know that we could win if we went out and played every Saturday at 110%. And once we did turn around and start winning ball games, that's what my teammates and I did.
Enter 1989 of the Colorado State Rams. Time to prove what they've learned. Time to show what's been festering deep inside since the close of a 5-6 season. But the Vols knew no win would come easy, and first-year Ram coach Earl Bruce saw to it this game would be a headbanger. The Vols make it look easy from the start, calling on junior running back Reggie Cobb time and again to drive 62 yards in 10 plays before this fake reverse at the CSU 21.
Here comes the fake reverse as it will be Cobb taking the pitch, moving around the right side of the line. This is Reggie Cobb, who's got the ball at the 20, to the 15, breaks a tackle at the 10. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Give him 6. Touchdown, Reggie Cobb.
Reggie Cobb goes 22 yards, capping Tennessee's touchdown drive. And the Volunteers move on top of Colorado State 6-0. Bill Anderson, outstanding run by Cobb.
It was. It really, the fake the reverse, that really didn't fool anybody. Colorado State had people in great position. He just ran through and broke the tackle and took it in the end zone.
Quarterback Sterling Hetton goes out with an injury in the second quarter, and a sputtering Vol offense realizes points will be precious. During Hetton's absence, the Rams manage a second field goal, notching the score at 7-6. An impatient Neyland Stadium crowd realizes the second half will be tough. But for Tennessee, when the going gets tough, the fullback gets going, and sturdy junior Greg Amsler rises to the occasion. Amsler grinds out 32 of this drive's 80 yards, including this 11-yard touchdown.
Hands the ball off Amsler. Amsler gets a big hole. He's at the 10. He's at the 5. Yes, he has scored. Touchdown, Greg Amsler.
A Greg Burke field goal midway through the fourth quarter lifts the score to 17-6. But the Rams lift their spirits and do everything necessary for a come-from-behind victory, except stopping Reggie Cobb on 4th and 2. Time runs out, and the Vols take the victory. Of course, the schedule began with Colorado State, but some would argue the story of the 1989 season actually began with the University of California, Los Angeles.
We knew we had to go out there and get a job done. We had to play at our best ability, even have a chance of getting the job done we wanted to get done. Unfortunately, we played pretty well and won.
After receiving the opening kickoff, the Bruins do what everyone thought the 6th-ranked team in the nation should do, driving a balanced attack 49 yards to the Tennessee 38. But then, the Vols do something few thought they could do.
Pitch goes to the tailback. Bryan cuts infield, works his way forward, very, very close to a first down, and we'll just wait and see. Shazan Bradley came ramming through for Tennessee to nail him. The Volunteers are signaling that he did not make it, but the officials are the people who have to make the signal, and it is very close. A measurement has been asked for, and so the chains will be hauled in. We're waiting to see. It's very, very close. It is first down, Tennessee. The Volunteers stop the Bruins, and Tennessee takes over.
The tone was set. This would be a battle with emphasis on defense. But in the land of Hollywood, who could blame freshman running back Chuck Webb or Sterling Hetton for stealing the spotlight? Without throwing a pass, Hetton and Webb rack up 61 of this drive's 90 yards, with Hetton doing the honors on 3rd and goal.
Hinton hands Cobb, goes hurt. No, he fakes. It's Hinton keeping the ball to the left side, to the 3, to the 2, to the 1. Give him 6. Touchdown, Sterling Hinton.
Imagination, John. I think it fooled everybody.
It fooled me for sure, because Cobb just made a sensational job of taking the fake and hurtling up the middle. Then skipping out to the left side goes Hinton. He gets to the corner, he slides inside, and Tennessee leads, moving 15 plays, 90 yards to score. And it will be.
But this game still belonged to the defense. And after shutting down 2 UCLA quarterbacks and their vaunted running attack, the Vols took a 7-0 lead into the locker room at halftime. The second half is much the same story, combining near-perfect execution on offense with a bone-jarring intensity on defense. The Vols take the second half kickoff and begin a power drive 81 yards away from another 6 points. The UCLA defensive front takes the brunt of this punishing drive, falling victim to the strength of the offensive line. From the 2, Chuck Webb rewards his bountiful buddies for their effort with this plunge, and the route was on. The shell-shocked UCLA offense couldn't get untracked, and the confident Tennessee charges kept coming and coming. Everything works to perfection, including this pass from Hinton to senior Terrence Cleveland for 39 yards.
Beautiful play action inside there, and then Cleveland turned it up the field and found the open spot in the crease down here. And that's
another Chuck Webb touchdown follows. And after Greg Burke adds 3, the Vols enter the fourth quarter with a 24-0 lead. Memories of 1985's 26 all tied to the Bruins dance in the heads of Vol faithful on hand in Pasadena, and their cheers of encouragement spur the defense on to continue their dominance, allowing only 6 points in the game. But as the game ends, the Vols are not quite ready for the locker room.
And the Tennessee team has moved to the end of the field, and they are up shouting and waving at their fans who counted 3, 2, 1. Tennessee has won this football game. Back in 60 seconds, as the fans and the players down to our left are cheering each other. What a moving moment this one is. Bill Anderson, the fans get the acknowledgement they should receive. They stayed behind this team.
I just don't know how I could express my appreciation enough. It's such a fine group of young men and the coaches who worked with you. I said before, you couldn't get it done unless the men will do it on the field. And this is something you might want to remind. You know, the University of Tennessee has had some great football teams. They've been out to the Rose Bowl a couple of times and never scored, but they had great teams and played against some great ones. We don't want to pop off about that. But this football team came out here a 15-point underdog over 2 touchdowns, and you won an off the well-played ball. You did today's job. You weren't worried about yesterday, tomorrow. I'm proud of you. Be proud of your team, who you represent, the fans, but don't be cocky. Be proud, but don't be cocky, okay?
Going into the clash with Duke the following week, there are 2 questions. Would there be a letdown after a satisfying UCLA victory? And would Clarkston Hines victimize the Vol defense as he did the previous year? As for the first question, the Vol offense shows no sign of letdown, driving their first possession 60 yards in 5 plays, including this bomb to junior Anthony Morgan that sets up a Reggie Cobb touchdown. As for the Clarkston Hines question, Preston Warren had that answer.
Basically, I was playing my position. I got a good break on the ball, and he came across the middle, and that's a dangerous area when you're trying to catch the ball is across the middle, and I got a big hit, and like I said, it set the tempo.
With Hines on the bench, Duke's drive is stifled, and senior Marion Hobby comes up with a big play on 4th and 2. The defense holds again on the Blue Devils' next possession, and senior Thomas Woods is called on to return the punt.
Woods races up, makes the catch to the 48, to the 50, to the 45, to the 40, to the 35, to the 30. He's got to beat the punter. He beat him. 25, 20, 15, 10, 5, rolled out of bounds at the 4-yard line. Thomas Woods returns it. Dickerson finally made the saving tackle, but Tennessee had it set up beautifully. Bill, you could feel it coming.
Oh, he popped it crease right up the middle. That was not much of a kick. Kind of a short, low kick. A good one to return. He come up and took it right in stride. And he said it popped right through the middle, and he got it to the outside. I thought he was gone all the way for a minute.
The rest was up to Cobb, and he was up to the task.
Kenton will pitch to Cobb. Student body left. Needs to work to the corner. Give him 6. Touchdown, Reggie Cobb. The blocks by Amsler and Cole, who were both in there, powering his Cobb untouched into Pater. And the Volunteers lead 13-0.
Well, they couldn't do anything with that one. They were stuffing it pretty much inside, and they were able to stop the off-tackle play a minute ago, but that time they just give the pitch to the outside with everybody leading the way, and he went into the end zone easily.
The Vols close out the first half, scoring with a Greg Amsler touchdown and allow Duke only a field goal to bring the score to 21-3 at the intermission. In the second half, the Tennessee defense continued its outstanding job of bending but not breaking, giving up only 1 field goal. As for the offense, only 7 points are scored, but in this case, Vol fans are happy with quality, not quantity.
Back Reggie Cobb, who's in there. Cobb through the right side, finds a hole to the 45, to the 50. Cobb to the 45, to the 40, to the 35, to the 30, to the 25, to the 20, to the 15, to the 10, to the 5, to the 4, to the 3, to the 2. It is a touchdown, Tennessee. Reginald Cobb goes 61 yards, and Tennessee is on the board. Reggie Cobb running through tackle after tackle. Once he got to the point of attack, the hole was there, and he races along the west sideline and puts Tennessee on the board with a 61-yard scoring run. And so Reggie Cobb gives Tennessee A 27-6 lead as the Cobb-Webb attack works. It's Webb setting it up. Cobb puts the clincher on.
The win over Duke sends the Vols to 3-0. But with Auburn up next, there's little time for celebration.
We knew after the Duke game the SEC season started, and the SEC is number one conference in the nation for a reason. And now it was really time to play football, and see what we're all about.
Neyland Stadium is the focus of the nation as CBS broadcasts the rain-soaked Tennessee-Auburn matchup on September the 30th. Just another reminder of how important this game is. Auburn enters the game ranked 6th in the nation. Tennessee is at 11. With both teams ineffective offensively from the outset, the Vols finally manage a substantial drive of 61 yards. But Burke's kick from the 20 is no good, and the Vols come away with nothing. 5 plays later, Tennessee receives a gift from the Auburn special teams.
Goes high and long and through the end zone. Give him 2. It will be a safety for Tennessee. It is a wet ball. I hate to say that on every snap for a punt, but we said it 3 times, and Bill, that snap went soaring over the head of Chris Dickinson on through the end zone, and Tennessee gets 2 points out of that drive.
The Tigers mount a threat, but junior Charles McCray snuffs it out single-handedly. The first quarter ends at 2-0, but the Vols know more offense is needed. Enter Reggie Cobb.
This is Cobb, up the middle, 20, 25, 30, breaks outside 35, turns it on 40, 45, 50, 45, 40, 35, 30, 25, 20, 15, 10, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, give him 6, 79 yards, touchdown, Reggie Cobb. yards. Kelly handed the ball to Cobb, and there he went.
Woo! What a run, John. I'll tell you what's true. He would take it to the outside. I didn't know he had that much speed because those fleet-footed backs, he broke a couple of tackles. Looked like they were going to get him and knock him out of bounds over there about midfield, but he was able to pull away from them and just keep right on down. He got bumped a little bit. He was walking the side boundary line pretty close, but was able to cut it back to the middle and go in for the score.
It was just a little counter play, and I just turned and handed it to Reggie, and I saw the hole open up, and it was just a great feeling seeing him run down the field and seeing the hole that the offensive line made and hearing the crowd cheer. And, you know, I was just running as fast as I could behind Reggie yelling, but it was just a great feeling and a big game for us.
As the overpowering offensive line continues to be Tennessee's best asset, Auburn's special teams continue to be their own worst enemy.
4th down, 17 Auburn. Dickinson will punt. A wet ball. High snap over his head. Rolling back downfield. It will be picked up there in the end zone, and he just goes rolling out of the end zone, and it will be another safety. Well, he had the opportunity to pick the ball up at about the goal lines where he got it. He could have dived it back, but then, of course, Tennessee would have had only a yard to go for a touchdown. A pretty heady play, I think, that time by Dickinson.
Yeah, it was. No question about that, John, but I think Tennessee's got Auburn a little bit rattled right now.
From there, the teams trade field goals, and Tennessee goes to the locker room with a 14-3 advantage. The Vols return to the field after the half, facing a steady downpour and a fierce Auburn defense. But the Vol D is just as stingy until this Reggie Slack to Alexander Wright bomb. A successful two-point conversion put the Vols on the offensive, but only after Reggie Slack goes to the air once too often.
Slack with protection. Back to throw. Across the middle. Intercepted! Tennessee's Shazan Bradley. It was momentarily grabbed by the intended receiver, Greg Taylor. It squirted off his fingertips, and there to intercept Shazan Bradley.
Good reaction, John. And it looked like that ball might have been hit a little bit or something. He tried to lob it, and it didn't have much of anything on it, but Shazan managed to get out there and come up with a big play.
Hey, the ball was tipped. I saw it. I got it. Well, you know, I ran over I was looking for Hobby and Hayworth. You know, they always talking about, you know how hard. I just wanted to run over to them and say, see, fellas, I can do it all, you know. So he was real excited. You know, Coach Mary just smiling, everybody jumping up and down and everything. But, you know, like I said, it only lasted for about 15 seconds. Then I was like, oh, well, another football play.
Blessed with good field position, the Vols pound out 42 yards in only 5 plays. Again, thanks to the efforts of a dominating line.
Here's the dump pass. It is caught at the 40, down to the 35, down to the 30, down to the 25. Staying on his feet is Reggie Cobb all the way to the 22-yard line. Tennessee first down and 10 to go. I don't know, Bill, that they made that play up in the huddle. It sort of looked like one you would draw up on the schoolyard. But Cobb just wandered out to the left side and then volleyballing the ball to him, hitting, knocks him in the head, and he scampers downfield for a gain of 17.
A little bit of a screen. That's a new play, obviously, that they put in, John. We haven't seen that. But the thing about it is, Tennessee doesn't throw to the backs that much. And it seems to me like just about every time they try to go, they've got the man there.
Tennessee first down and 10 at the 22-yard line. Chuck Webb in at tailback for Tennessee, replacing Cobb. This is Webb up the middle. Webb 20. Webb 20 down to the 15. Webb down to the 10. Webb down to the 8. A chasm open in the middle by Eric Still, Germantown, Tennessee. And then just roaring down the middle comes Chuck Webb. And Tennessee's got it first down and goal inside the 10-yard line, spotted at the 8. Big play, Bill. This time, Charles Webb.
Oh, he's quick, and they opened a big hole right up the gut that time, John. This is a big series here. If they can put something on the board here, they might pretty well have it wrapped up.
Tennessee leads 14-11. First down and goal at the 8. This is Webb through the left side. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The crowd will tell you. Touchdown, Big Orange. Tennessee marches downfield. It was hidden at the controls, and in the end, it was Webb of the Cobb-Webb combo who pierces the middle, Bill, and roars home for 6.
Offensive line, what a job, John. They blew a hole in that goal line defense there. He let it in there almost untouched.
Tennessee leading 20-11. On to attempt the extra point out of the hold of Lee England will be Gregory Burke. Snap down, kick up. The kick is good.
The Burke point after touchdown gives the Vols 21, and that would be enough on this day as Auburn manages only another Win-Lyle field goal and fails to overcome Reggie Cobb's 225 yards rushing.
The Big Orange is back! Well, fellas, gentlemen, volunteers. There'll be no words would be appropriate for me to say today. I couldn't put it in a proper perspective because nothing would really say how I feel about this game, except there'd be no question about you fellows played in a classic Tennessee football game. This game will never be forgotten by the living fans as long as you live. This particular day. I have some feeling about this football team, and I see some good things happening every week. I've been earlier, all good football teams get better week after week. There's no doubt that we've gotten better each week. And I've got to be careful so I'm not long-winded. But keep in mind, we don't have a decided weakness on this football team. Not a real weak spot that people can pick on, in my opinion. What we can't afford to have. We're going to be challenged week after week. We're going to be the team people shooting at, and we got to stay hungry, be proud of your buddies, respect your opponents, and count your blessings.
The Georgia Bulldogs enter Neyland Stadium the next week, hoping to catch the Vols at just the right time. Tennessee hoped to put the Dogs away early, but facing a team like Georgia, that's easier said than done. Tennessee excites the crowd early with this reverse to Vince Moore going 29 yards.
Tries to break around, a man does. Outruns him to the 40, to the 45, to the 50, to the 45, to the 40, down to the 33-yard line. Vincent Moore. So Tennessee powering the ball with Cobb time after time. Now back Bill with the reverse, the counter to the left, and it's a big first down.
Good running by Moore, John. Really, Georgia stayed at home fairly well, but Moore got a block out there at the corner, and then he was able to turn it upfield, and he did some good running on his own.
Vincent Moore, 5'10", 198 junior from Memphis, goes 29 yards.
Now in Georgia territory, it was up to the Cobb-Webb offense to get the job done. Webb clocks in with his 8-yard touchdown.
Hinton pitches to Webb at the corner. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. What did he do? He scored! Touchdown, Big Orange! Tennessee's Chuck Webb got a whale of a block from sophomore Tom Myslinski at the point. He swerved to the outside. He turned it on. Give him 6. The Volunteers lead. 80 yards, 9 plays. Tennessee 6, the Dogs nothing.
What a job blocking up there, John. You call him Myslinski and the fullback. They opened a hole over there you can drive a truck through.
No sooner does the offense go to the sidelines, the defense summons them back to the field with this fumble recovery.
Back to the right, back to throw. The pass is caught on a screen. Pulled down behind the line of scrimmage by Hampton, who escapes one man, comes carrying forward to the 30 to the 33-yard line. Hit, fumbles that football. There's a scramble for it. It has been recovered by the Big Orange.
Tennessee is ready to put it away, or are they? Despite excellent field position, the Vols come away empty-handed. Tennessee's offense is unable to establish any rhythm from that point. Fortunately, neither can Georgia, and the teams trade field goals before the half. In the third quarter, it was much the same story, with the only points going to Georgia on a field goal. Georgia's Rodney Hampton proves there are more than just 2 great backs in Neyland Stadium on this night. Not to be outdone, Reggie Cobb takes the handoff on the first play of the fourth quarter, making a brilliant cut to the outside for a 26-yard score.
He comes to the line of scrimmage, leading 10-6. I formation, 2 flankers. Cobb, left side. Cobb has the ball at the 25. Cobb to the 20. Cobb to the 15. Cobb to the 10. Cobb to the 5. Cobb to the 4. Cobb to the 3. Cobb to the 2. Cobb to the 1. Give him 6. Tennessee touchdown! Reggie Cobb behind the block of Fort Valley, Georgia's Antone Davis through the left side of the line, marches, crunches, races, skips, scurries home, and Tennessee leads by 10.
Georgia comes back to mount an impressive drive of their own from the Georgia 21 to the UT 12. But on 3rd and goal, Ernest Fields turns them back.
But it's 3rd down time for Georgia. What a job they've done on 3rd and goal. Long count Talley. Back to throw Talley. Pass downfield. Intercepted Tennessee at the 6. It's Ernest Fields. Humboldt, Tennessee with the interception. And Tennessee stops the drive. Give the ball to the large orange on the 8-yard strike. The pass under pressure and throwing it into the middle. One time too many for the Dogs, and it's intercepted by Fields, his 2nd pickoff of the year. And Tennessee leading 17-6 has it 1st down and 10 deep in Tennessee territory.
Good pressure again by the down lineman. They were right up getting in his face, John. He didn't want to throw that ball, and when he did, he didn't have much on it, kind of hung it up. He was short with it, and they was able to pick it off.
A tough Dog defense again keeps the Vols from putting the game away, and a now confident Georgia offense puts victory within reach. The 2-point conversion is good, and it's now a 3-point game. With 5 minutes remaining, the Vols must punt it away, and the Georgia offense has one more shot. Realizing it's do or die time, the Tennessee defense does, and Georgia's hopes for victory die on 3rd and 18. From there, Tennessee runs the clock down and runs its record up to 5-0, its best start since 1973. The Vols now have a week off to prepare for the Crimson Tide of Alabama. But no one is prepared for the news that comes that week. Reggie Cobb, a key ingredient in Tennessee's success, is dismissed from the squad.
As a football team, we just took it as if he had got hurt for the rest of the season. And fortunately, we had people like Chuck and Tony to rise to the occasion. As far as the personal and friendship aspect, we just wanted him to, hopefully get a chance to be successful at what he wanted to do. And, we were pretty hurt just from the personal aspect, but as a team, as a football team, we knew that we had people that can get in there and do the job.
Now it's time for the rest of the team to make up for the loss. Making such a transition is hard enough. Making it on Legion Field is next to impossible. With Bama winning the toss, They defer to the second half and kick off to Tennessee. The Vols are ineffective on offense in their first series and punt it away, hoping the defense will hold. Gary Hollingsworth comes in at quarterback and proves that his success in previous weeks is no fluke. Hollingsworth directs a crisp, solid drive, victimizing the Vol defense to put Tennessee down 7-0. The first time the Vols have trailed in a game this year. The Vols continued to flounder in the first quarter, and sophomore Andy Kelly comes in to try his hand at the imposing Bama defense. After Tennessee gives up a field goal to close the first quarter, the offense begins to roll. Kelly goes to Amsler for 2 consecutive 20-yard gains. Webb racks up 2 big gainers, and Amsler gets the payoff. At 10-7, this is shaping up to be a classic Tennessee-Bama brawl. But 2 plays later, Bama catches the Vols napping, and Saran Stacy jaunts into the end zone untouched for 75 yards. The 16-7 disadvantage forces Tennessee to go to the air. Kelly, intercepted here but not intimidated, goes airborne again on Tennessee's next offensive series, this time with success. Bama tacks on a field goal to end the half with a 19-14 lead and momentum. Alabama begins the third quarter like a team on a mission, scoring only 3:18 into the second half. It goes from bad to worse for Tennessee, fumbling the ensuing kickoff and allowing the Tide to capitalize. In just over 5 minutes, Tennessee goes from a 19-14 deficit to a 33-14 embarrassment. But the offense would hear nothing of giving up. But they also would hear nothing on a crucial 3rd and 6 play as a jet passes over Legion Field and forces an illegal motion penalty. The Vols must settle for a field goal. The defense turns the tide, and Chuck Webb on 4th and 1 puts victory within reach, bringing the score to 33-24. In the fourth quarter, Saran Stacy and the Bama offense were too much for the tiring Vol D as they rambled for 2 touchdowns. The lone Vol highlight in the fourth comes on a Pickens TD reception, a first for the freshman. The day ends mercifully with Bama, a 47-30 victor. But with only 1 loss for the Vols, the SEC race is far from over. If the Vols are to stay in the race, they must fill a tall order. Win on the road against the SEC's best quarterback in the SEC's most intimidating stadium. After the first quarter, it seems that is asking too much as LSU senior Tommy Hodgson does what he does best, passing to Tony Moss for a 30-yard score on LSU's first series, and again to Eddie Fuller for a 2-yard snag. Determined not to have a repeat of the week before, the Vol offense with Andy Kelly now starting at quarterback springs into action in the second quarter, constructing a solid 13-play, 78-yard drive, leaving Greg Amsler to hammer it in from the 1, and the momentum was building. On Tennessee's next possession, sure-handed senior Thomas Wood snares a Kelly pass for 26 yards and a first down. From there, a core of running backs go to work behind a platoon of battle-wise veteran blockers to tie it up at 14.
Quarterback is Kelly. Handoff, left half back, give him 6. Touchdown, Charles Webb! Tennessee blasts it home, and the Volunteers pull within a digit of the LSU Tigers. It's 14-13, LSU leading as Webb scores his 6th touchdown of the year, and he follows right on the right side behind Still, who had returned, and big Anton Davis.
But the Vols were facing a sniper with a gun, and Hodgson marches his troops to the Tennessee 2. Errors from his receivers forced the Tigers to surrender to the Tennessee defense. Brondike is good on a field goal, and LSU has an apparent halftime lead. But Carl Pickens isn't ready for the locker room yet.
As the kickoff comes downfield, and it will be taken on a skip by Tennessee. And with the Volunteers carrying the ball will be Pickens to the outside, gets to the 15, to the 20, to the 25, to the 30, to the 35, to the 40, to the 45, to the 50, to the 45, to the 40, to the 35, to the 30, to the 25, to the 20, to the 15, to the 10, to the 5, to the 4, to the 3, to the 2, to the 1. He has scored. Is there a marker on the field? No, sir-ree. Touchdown, Tennessee. Pickens, 93 yards, and the freshman from Murphy, North Carolina, brings back memories of William Galt in 1982, who brought Tennessee from behind with a kickoff return for a TD that led to a 24-24 deadlock here. And here is Pickens just lazily working his way back and forth. He got a block finally, and then he just explodes behind the block of Anthony Morgan.
Didn't expect him to kick it deep. It was a deep squib kick, and you know, it bounced into my hand. So I knew there was only 18 seconds left, so I didn't think they would be coming down as hard as they usually would. You know, they were probably looking forward to the half to go in and regroup. So you know, when the ball was kicked, I just ran, you know, and read my blocks, and there was open space. So you know, I got to it and was able to take it all the way with the blocking that was there for me.
Returning to the field in the third quarter, the Vols waste little time in adding to their 21-17 lead. Kelly mixes the run with passes like this big gainer to Alvin Harper. For the LSU 7, Chuck Webb, looking more like an SEC veteran, bangs through the line 3 straight times before hitting pay dirt. But the Tigers answer with an impressive drive of their own, ending with Hodgson's first ever rushing touchdown. With Tennessee's lead now shaved to 28-24, and Hodgson getting into a groove, the Vols desperately need more points. And 3 just simply won't do. So on 4th and 1 from the LSU 9, Johnny Majors elects to sacrifice the sure 3.
They come with a power eye set to the left side. LSU 6-man front. Handoff fake. This will be Andrew Kelly spinning his way on an option keep. He has the ball at the 7, at the 6, at the 5. Twists and turns his way to the 2 1/2 yard line. Nobody thought Kelly would run. Bill Anderson.
Thing that happened to Tennessee a minute ago with Hobson. Nobody was looking for him on the quarterback draw for the score. Made it look pretty easy that time. Kelly came out, kept the ball, and nobody even around him. He was looking for a place to get set down after he made the first down.
Tennessee first down, goal to go, leading by a score of 28-24 over the Tigers of LSU. Wishbone, handoff, right side, driving, fighting, twisting, turning, battling. Give it to him. Touchdown, Greg Emsler. Emsler pounds it in behind Fisher and Myslinski as Tennessee runs from the right halfback position, and Emsler scores another touchdown in this game, his second, his 5th of the year. And the Volunteers again augment their advantage, now building it once more to 10.
The third quarter ends at 35-24, with a lot more offense still to come. The Vols give up 50 yards on LSU's first possession of the quarter, but stand firm when it counts. On 4th and 3 for the Tennessee 18, Hodgson can't connect with Moss, and the ball goes over on downs. Tennessee must give the ball up after 3 plays, but alert play by Mike Rapine on special teams returns the ball back to the Vols amid a storm of controversy. After the ground game brings the Vols to the LSU 15, senior Terrence Cleveland takes the reverse. Webb finishes the drive with his 3rd TD on the day, accounting for one of his 132 yards. From there, Hodgson goes on a record-breaking passing spree, passing once to Fuller for a 23-yard touchdown, and again to Kenshin for 11, racking up 15 points in just over 7 minutes. It would not be enough, however, as an onside kick is recovered by Von Reeves, and the Vols consider themselves fortunate.
It was my first start, and I was excited about it and looking forward to it, and I'm just glad that offensively we were able to score some points and score enough to win, but you know, facing a guy like Hodgson and their explosive offense, you know, it was kind of relief when they saw the zeros on the clock and the game was over and we had the win. So, yeah, I was happy to get out of there with a win.
After a nerve-wracking road trip in which the defense gave up 86 points in 2 games, Tennessee is looking for a breather. But in the first quarter, the Akron Zips nearly leave the Vols gasping. The Vols get off to a quick start, though. First with Morgan going 49 yards on the second play from scrimmage. Then it's Webb's turn from 32 yards out.
Pitch will go to Webb, sweeping the corner. Looks for a block in the corner. Breaks the tackle to the 30, 25, 20, 15, 10. Comes back to the 5. Let him have it. Touchdown! Chuck Webb! Chuck Webb sweeps the left side, breaks a tackle by an attempt by the free safety Sean Benson, and Chuck Webb, who is from Toledo, Ohio, near Akron, scampers downfield, and in 3 plays, Tennessee is on the board. As it was first, Kelly throwing the screen pass to Morgan for 38. Now it's Webb sweeping the left side for 32, and Tennessee leads by a score of 6-0.
Akron turns a fumble into 6 easy points, and fans are wondering if the road took too much out of the Vols. But Tennessee establishes its dominance and puts on a display of highlight after highlight.
Kelly fades to throw, looks across the middle, throws the ball deep down into the end zone. Will it be caught? Touchdown! Thomas Woods! TD! TD! Tennessee with the linebackers up there tight. Here comes the blitz. Here's Johnson quickly across the middle. Intercepted. Tennessee at the 40. Back to the 35, to the 30, to the 25, to the 20, to the 15, to the 10, to the 5. Give him 6. Touchdown. Who else? Carl Pickens. Webb is the standing tailback. Kelly pitches to Webb. Coming to the near side. He's going to carry that football in for a touchdown. Webb had everybody in front, student body left, and that's the side in which the tight end is deployed. And Tennessee's running that way. Back to throw, a long pass from the halfback down into the end zone is going to be touchdown, Big Orange. Amsler made the pass. Vincent Moore made the catch. Back to throw. Here's the man wide open downfield, racing after the ball. This will be Tennessee's Thomas Woods. He makes the catch at the 15. He's at the 10. He's at the 5. He has a touchdown. Thomas T.D. Woods.
They remember what you do in November. For Tennessee to at least share in the SEC championship, the Vols must sweep their remaining 3 conference games. That quest begins with Mississippi. The Rebels proved that in this conference, there is no charity. Tennessee will have to earn this victory. With grabs like this by Hines, Tennessee is forced to play catch-up after Baldwin scoots in from the 8. Unable to overcome miscues on offense, Tennessee ends the quarter down 7-0. But the second quarter starts with a bang, like this shot from Kelly to Harper on 3rd and goal.
Inside, Kelly back to throw. The pressure, the pass into the end zone is caught, and it will be, what? 6! Touchdown, Alvin Harper! Harper went up to pull her down at the goal line and just battled his way, Bill Anderson, in for the touchdown.
Whether on offense or defense, Carl Pickens loves to catch passes. And in the Rebels' first play of the second quarter, he snags one from the secondary. 6 plays later on this TD by Webb, the Vols have scored 14 points less than 4 minutes into the quarter. Ole Miss strikes immediately with a 9-play, 70-yard drive to tie the score at 14. Carries like this 22-yard gainer by Webb set up a 49-yard Greg Burke field goal to close the first half scoring at 17-14, with the Vols seemingly taking control. 12 seconds into the second half, the Vols lose control.
From the 25 to the 30. Ashley's going to go all the way. Down he goes to the 25, to the 20, to the 15, to the 10, to the 5. Ole Miss has the lead as Ashley returns the kickoff 90 yards. And the Rebels lead Tennessee by a score of 20-17.
The Vols are stunned, but Chuck Webb will not be denied. He begins adding to his already impressive halftime stats. Another Burke field goal pulls the Vols closer, but they enter the fourth quarter down by 1. Knowing what's at stake, The Vols establish their dominance. On 4th and 1 from the 3, a field goal will give the Vols the lead. But the running game is working, and Majors agrees with the crowd.
It will be an 8-man line by the Rebel. Kelly, handoff, Webb, dives, fights, twists, turns, give him 6. Touchdown, Chuck Webb. That offensive line just blows out Ole Miss defensively. McRae, Myslinski, Fisher, Still, Davis, and here comes Webb riding right behind All-America Eric Still and big 306-pound Anton Davis, crashing not only for the first, but for the touch.
The defense holds, and Greg Amsler pads the lead. Victory belongs to the Vols, but the day belongs to Chuck Webb. 294 yards rushing, a Vol record, and 4th best in SEC history.
Harris finally gets over to Webb. Webb 35, Webb 30, Webb 25, Webb 20. Webb carries the ball to the 15. Webb carries the ball to the 12-yard line. First down, 10, Tennessee. Chuck Webb carries the ball for the first down. What a brilliant slashing run. Kelly, handoff. Webb dives, fights, twists, turns. Give him 6. Touchdown, Chuck Webb. Someday Webb will break a long, long run. He has one long touchdown run. Here's the give to Webb. Webb breaks it to the outside. Webb has the ball at the 40. Webb up to the 45, down to the 50, down to the 45, down to the 40. Webb carries the ball to the 35 and is shoved out of bounds at the 31-yard line. Almost had it, Bill. I said someday, and it was one play away. The hand you hear is for Chuck Webb coming into the football game. The freshman returns to the lineup for Tennessee.
The Vols have not lost in November since 1984. But in just one quarter at Commonwealth Stadium, that streak is in jeopardy. Though the Vols strike first with a Greg Burke field goal, the Cats from Kentucky answer on their next series with a 13-play drive capped off by Alfred Rawls. The quarter ends with Kentucky up 7-3 and the Vols struggling. In the second quarter, the Vols know they must gamble. But on 4th and 2 with the UK 30, the odds are against them. But on their next possession, the Vols roll the dice again.
As Gooden will snap, Kentucky leads by a score of 7-3. Fake. England running to the right side, throwing the football. It is a fake. It is a completion. It is a first down. Lee England throws the ball to Keith Steed, I think. 5'11", 239 freshman. So everybody is in there. Change it. Mark Adams made the catch. As he moves, it was 83, not 43. And as we said as the game got underway, Tennessee's wearing orange numerals on white jerseys. I think they're orange numerals on white jerseys. That's an alibi. But Tennessee has its first down and 10. Spots the ball at the Cats 13.
Unable to cash in for the big payoff, the Vols settle for 3. Kentucky matches the Vols' efforts with 3 of their own, bringing the score to 10-6. The Vols get the ball back with 2.5 minutes in the half. Looking more like a leader every game, Kelly finds Amsler for a gain of 36. Then it's Webb for 18. And Woods for 1 of his 7 catches on the day. But Tennessee still can't make a drive pay off with 6 and call on Greg Burke once again. In the second half, the defense comes alive. First with the Carl Pickens interception. Then with the play that changed the complexion of the game.
A split back situation. And they will now come with a man in motion. Handoff goes to that man in motion. He's in deep trouble, and he is thrown for a loss as Rawls comes off the wing, running back on the give, and Tennessee smells it with Moore coming up to force the play, and then Marion Hobby comes across to make the tackle. So some dipsy-do does not work. Tennessee stops them, but Kentucky still, Bill, in this quarter has run 12 plays. Tennessee only 3. The Volunteers get the ball with 6:59 to go. 7 seconds to go in
the offense rewards the defense for its efforts, clicking with an impressive balanced attack. The Vols finally find the end zone twice.
and they're playing an 8-man line. They've got some size in there with Massey and Barnett and Bell and Couch and Hauser and Brady and Benzinger and Swanson up very tight. And Tennessee to the line. They've got the wishbone. They have the wishbone. They give it to Thompson. Thompson hurdles. Give it to him. Touchdown, Big Orange. Tony Thompson catapults behind the block on the right side of Amsler and rides him home for Tennessee's long-awaited touchdown. It comes with 2:45 left in the third canto, and Tennessee leads by 5, 15-10. And the Volunteers could very well go for 2 because it's a 5-point game. The extra point would make it a 6-point game, and Tennessee is indeed going to line it up and go for 2. They send 3 wide receivers right. Amsler, the lone running back behind Kelly. Kentucky defending as Kelly looks at the play clock, 5 seconds to go. Kelly with time to the near side. Will cut, will run, will make it to the end zone. Give it to him. Tennessee leads by 7.
After an 18-yard punt, Tennessee has excellent field position and, with momentum on its side, begins to take control.
Tennessee misdirection. Kelly wants to throw the football across the middle. Give it to him. Give him 6. Alvin Harper. Touchdown. Big on it. It was Kelly. It was Harper whose slice has caught the ball beyond the end zone. Early in the game was overthrown on that same post route, but Bill, this time, Kelly cashes in.
Well, he hit him on the inside route right up the gut there. He was wide open. Kelly got back, set, and delivered the football to him before he ran out of field down there, and that was an excellent throw and a good catch by Harper to score a big turnaround here for the Vols.
The Vols in the third quarter with a 24-10 lead, but desperately need a knockout punch. And on 2nd and 16 for the 17-yard line, Sean Walker swings hard.
Once again, the pressure is applied. Once again, he dumps the pass. Intercepted Tennessee. 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown, Sean Walker. Walker makes the return of the intercepted pass, 17 yards, and Tennessee's defensive line, Bill, forces the throw.
They did, and they've got great pressure. I tell you, Tennessee put in some young linemen there. They were coming after young, fresh legs, and they're really getting after the quarterback. He forced that throw a little bit, and finally, one of the linebackers was able to be in perfect position, pick it off, walk it in the end zone.
That's all it would take as the Vols shut the Cats out in the second half and head back to Knoxville with a 31-10 triumph, looking forward to Vanderbilt. The final game of the regular season has Tennessee fighting for its best season in nearly 2 decades, and Vanderbilt fighting simply for pride. From the start, it appears pride is very important to Vanderbilt. In the first play of the game, Tennessee reaches into its bag of tricks. Amsler tries to find Harper, but Vandy proves tricks are for kids. After a 4-yard punt by Elmore, Vanderbilt drives it to the UT 17, and a Commodore kick sails through the uprights. The frustration sets in, and a Greg Burke field goal to start the second quarter does little to boost the confidence of a once overconfident Tennessee team. 4 minutes are left in the half, and Vanderbilt is driving. The Vols hope the doors will settle for a field goal attempt, but on 3rd and 8, J.J. McCluskey is cited for pass interference. 2 plays later, the Big Orange finds itself down 10-3. Patient and poised on offense, Tennessee sticks to its game plan and spends the third quarter trying to even the score.
Kelly is the quarterback. Throwing. High pass into the end zone to Pickens. Give it to him. Touchdown, Carl Pickens! When the money is on the line, go to the money man, Carl Pickens, as Kelly just looped it up and Pickens races under it to pull down the TD. And the Volunteers creep within 1.
Anxious to catch more, he does it again on defense with his 4th interception in as many games.
Back to the left side. Back to throw will be Healy. Waiting, long pass across the middle is intercepted Tennessee. Carl Pickens, who makes a sensational catch up from behind interception when it appeared that Corey Harris was wide open. but Carl Pickens, just running stride for stride, pulls it down over his shoulder, and so Tennessee with the interception has it at the 30-yard line.
It's the break the offense is looking for. But first, there's a record to break. With this reception, Thomas Woods becomes UT's all-time leading receiver.
I think the coach knew I was close, so, they came to me. Going into the game, the main objective was to win, Then was to get me the record, so, I would rather have the win than get the record. But, I'm glad I was able to do both.
The Vols finally established consistency on this drive, finishing with a Tony Thompson TD. Thompson, in for an injured Chuck Webb, finishes the day with 132 yards. Tennessee is up 17-10, and the defense begins its task of protecting the lead. Freshman walk-on J.J. McCleskey makes up for the earlier pass interference call and makes the most out of a 16-yard interception return.
Here's Tennessee with a blitz. Long pass downfield is intercepted. Tennessee at the 25. Pulled down by McCleskey. McCleskey puts a step onto the 25. Cuts back up to the 30. Gets another block. Still on his feet at the 35. He's on his feet at the 40. And it is J.J. McCleskey finally nailed out of bounds at the 40. But what a performance by the walk-on who has won himself a place in the hearts of Big Orange fans.
Once is not enough for J.J., and on Vandy's next possession, he snags another pass, assuring the Vols their best season since 1970 and a trip to the Cotton Bowl as SEC co-champions.
I'd like to congratulate Tennessee and their great season they've had this year. And, of course, I think what you want more than anything else, I'd like to have the president here and our coach, Johnny Major, y'all come over here and we'll get this invitation get started here. And on behalf of the Golden Cotton Bowl Classic, we would like to do you accept?
On behalf of Chancellor John Quinn, all the University of Tennessee family, we're proud of this team and we accept. We're looking forward to the Cotton Bowl on January the 1st.